Hi guys, now welcome back to my channel. We are here with the Ultimate Racing League for the Sunday Championship, and this is the round 10 and the final race of the season. Now obviously in this race it is 15 laps. We are at the same track as race 1. And now obviously you're all still in the same car, but this race there is a mandatory pit stop. They are using medium and hard tyres. Last time out you saw oh wait a minute. Well, might help if I put the right replay on. Yeah, so last time out, Chuck took victory, Niggle took second, and Flat B took third. So it was more or less guaranteeing that Chuck would win the championship. So anyway, so the starting grid for this race 2 was Graham in first, Sideways there in second, Rufus in third. Now Rufus did not have a very good race 1. He knew coming into this race, he knew he would have to have a good showing if he wants to have a chance of not getting relegated. So we'll see how he does. Brownie there in 4th, Hoggy there in 5th, Stealth there in 6th, P-Watt there in 7th, Hodgie there in 8th, Rossi there in 9th, Slowpoke there in 10th, Flatby there in 11th, and Niggle 12th, and Chuck in 13th. Now let's just have a look, see what tyres they are on. So Graham's on the hards, so he's gone for a very starting at the front on hards. Probably looks like a very tactical move there. Sideways there on mediums, myself on mediums, Brownie on hards, Hoggy on hards, Stealth on the mediums, P-White there on the hards, Hoggy there on the hards, Rossi there on the mediums, Slowpoke on the mediums, Flappy on the hards, Niggle on the mediums, and Chuck on the hards. So it's more or less a 50-50. Half the grid is on the hards, half the grid is on the mediums. Usually most of the grid go with the same tyre, but for the last race it's very good. So anyway, let's get this 15 lap race on the way. Graham takes them down, waiting for the klaxon lights to go, and they are out, and the final race of the season is a go. So they come down towards the first corner. Looks like Rufus is already challenging. He's side by side with Brownie, but he managed to keep that position ahead, keep that position. Brownie's there in fourth. It's like, can everyone get around these few corners without an issue? Yeah, they can. So Graham does keep that lead for the time being, but he's going to have everyone who's on medium clacking at his heels, because he's going to be a lot more slower than the medium guys. All still quite close together, although the gaps are starting to open up. Oh, Brownie hit the wall. Let's watch that again in slow motion. Well, not slow motion, but yeah, hits. Well, that slowed him down. Oh, and now he's spun. He's got that all completely wrong. That's not a good start for Brownie here. He's now dropped down all the way to the back and dropped off from everyone. So that's very unfortunate for him. And Graham still has that lead, but now Rufus is right on sideways rear bumper. He's looking to try and get that position from him. And these three are battling it out for that first position. And they're given no cause here, basically literally in a sandwich here. Like Sideways is in a sandwich with two teammates. But he is managing to hold off Graham, and he is managing to hold off, so at the moment Graham is managing to, but Sideways has gone for a move here. Sideways is going to be able to do it. He is slightly ahead as they come through the corner. And Sideways is up into first. With Rufus there right behind Graham. Now Rufus is wanting to try and get that position from Graham. Well, Graham hit the wall a little bit. That's allowed a run for Rufus. But nope, he wasn't able to. Looks like Rufus got out of that corner a lot better than Graham did. Rufus is right on Graham's rear bumper at the moment. The two teammates, is there going to be team orders here from either of them, or is it just going to be pedal to the metal? Rufus, they're side by side coming down towards the first corner of this track. Is Rufus going to be able to get it on the outside? And he does. He gets around Graham, so that's Rufus up to second. Graham down to third now. And then chasing them down in fourth is Hoggy. He's got Niggle right behind him there. So Niggle's had a good few laps. He's literally just flown over the competition at the moment, because he did start in 12th, so he's had a brilliant start. And Rossi there in 6th, and then Hodgie has got everyone else all behind him trying to get past in 7th, with Chuck and Flat B battling it out for 9th, 8th position. But you've got 5 cars here, so there could be a massive pile up here with them all being so close. But side by side through that corner for Chuck and Flat B. Chuck is ahead. Slowpoke's trying to get that position from Flappy as well. So this is a fight so the first person to take to the pits is Hoggy. So he's going to be getting off those hard tyres and going onto the medium tyres, hopefully give him a bit more speed. The Sideways has pulled away a little bit. Rufus is trying to keep Sideways within range. Graham has dropped off a little bit, unfortunately now, but he is on the hard tyre, so you can expect that. He's got Niggle bearing down on him. And Rossi there in 5th as well. Rossi's still there in 6th, with Chuck there in 7th, Flatby there in 8th, Sloper there in 9th, P White there in 10th, and then there's a big gap to Stealth there in 11th, Brownie there in 12th, and Hoggy there in 13th after coming out from the pits. Rufus has got right onto Sideways coattail now. Looks like he got through them few corners a lot better than Sideways did. I think this is where the biggest battle is at the moment between Rufus and Sideways. At the moment, Sideways is doing a good job defending against Rufus. As they come through them few corners into the next corner, with Rufus still chasing Sideways down. And the one thing I forgot to put in here is obviously League One. But these two are just driving away from. Oh no! Now Niggle and Rossi have both got past Graham, and Niggle looks like Niggle is trying to gradually close the gap onto Rufus now, and he's just licking his lip. Niggle is licking his lips, hoping that Sideways and Rufus come together. And Niggle there in 3rd, Rossi there in 4th, who has got the current fastest lap of all. Oh no! Niggle has taken the current fastest lap with a 1:43.3, so they are setting very similar times at the moment. And Graham there in 5th, he's done well to keep up with the top 4. Chuck there in 6th, Sloper there in 7th, he's being chased down by P White in 8th. Dolph there in 9th, Hoggy there in 10th, Flat B in 12th, and Brownie there in 13th are now changing their tyres to mediums. We're going back up to the front. Sideways and Rufus are still battling it out for that first position. Rufus, they are side by side coming into this corner. Sideways he places his car perfectly, so Rufus is unable to take that position. Rufus is putting Sideways under a hell of a lot of pressure, wanting that first position. Niggle is definitely closing the gap on them at the moment, wanting to make this a three-way battle for the lead. Well, the question's going to be, when are they all going to take to the pits to change their tyres? As we now enter lap 7, so we are nearly halfway through this 15-lap race, as the lights are now turned on. They weren't before, I don't think, but they are now. Chuck has now taken to the pits. And Sideways is doing a good job defending against Rufus, and Niggle is just sitting there in 3rd, sitting pretty, licking his lips, saying, come on guys, have a collision, give me that lead. Rossi is there as well in fourth. He's closing the gap as well. So this is sort of more or less a four-way battle for the lead at the moment. Graham is having a great race. He's there in fifth and he's on the hard tyres, so he's going to have that advantage. When the guys in front of him go onto the hards and he goes onto the mediums, he will have slight advantage as the mediums are slightly faster. Sideways really wants to keep that first position. And Rufus is pushing hard to try and get past him. Question's going to be, when are they going to pit? They do carry on for another lap. Niggle right there in third. I think this is the closest battle at the moment. Let's just go to Graham has now taken to the pits to change his tyres. That's going to allow Slowpoke to get up to fifth. Delph's up to sixth. Will Hoggy be able to get up to sixth? No, Stealth is there in sixth. Graham has just come out in seventh. With Hodgie there in eighth, Chuck there in ninth, P White there in 11th, Hoggy there in 12th, Brownie there in 13th, well behind. Alright, back to the front. Lap 8. Sideways, Rufus and Niggle are all battling it out, hammer and tongs for this first position. Sideways is doing a good job defending against Rufus and Niggle. All it's going to take is one mistake by these guys. Niggle gets a move done on Rufus through that corner. So Niggle has got a brilliant position from Rufus. There was nothing he could do about that as he was a bit slow through the corner. This could be the lap. Sideways goes into the pits. Yeah, Sideways goes into the pits. Like Rufus was going to go into the pits, but then he realised that he didn't want to get a penalty, so he stayed out. So that's allowed Rossi to close a gap dramatically on him because of that. But the question's going to be, as Rufus has stayed out, is Rufus going to come out in front of Sideways or behind? As them two are racing for the relegation places. Rossi is trying to get that position off Rufus. But Rufus gets that corner all wrong, goes very wide. That's allowed Rossi to go for a move here on him. They are side by side. Rossi is just ahead. So Rossi's up to second, so that's 2 places Rufus has just lost. Not winning 1 lap though, or in 2 laps he's lost 2 positions, but it happens. Anyway, they got a big lead over Slowpoke there in 4th. Sideways has come out the pits. He is in 5th, and he is still ahead of Graham, but is Graham going to be able to close that gap on Sideways now because he is on the mediums and Sideways is on the hards? When are they going to be pitting? So Niggle has taken to the pits. So is Rossi. So is Rufus. So where are they going to come out compared to Sideways? Because Sideways was, out of the 4, he was the first person to go into the pits. Is he going to be able to retake the lead here? Let's stay with Sideways. Slowpoke has taken the lead for the time being. So Sideways is on the start finish straight, but Nigel has got back out to pits in front, so has Rossi, and so has Rufus. So they've all, through the pit stops, they've all gained a position. And Sideways is actually, through the pit stops, he's lost 3 positions. So the 3 ahead of him had a better pit. Doing that 1 stop, 1 lap extra has helped them dramatically. So lap 10 with 5 laps to go. Slowpoke does have the lead, but he will have to pit this lap. Nigel there in 2nd position, a little bit ahead of Rossi there in 3rd, Rufus there in 4th, Sideways there in 5th, Graham there in 6th. He is trying to now close the gap on Sideways. Hodgie there in 7th. He's got Chuck all over his rear bumper. Chuck's looking to get that 7th position off of him. They are side by side coming down this bend. Side by side, and Chuck got just ahead before the corner. Chuck's now up to 7th with Hodgie there in 8th. Flatby there in 9th. Pete White there in 10th. Hoggy there in 11th. Delphi's got a bit of a way to go there in 12th. And Brownie there is in 13th, so Slowpoke has taken to the pit stop now. The question will be, where will he come back out? So Nigel has taken the lead now on 11th lap, with Rossi there in 2nd, Rufus there in 3rd, Sideways there in 4th, Graham there in 5th. Slowpoke is now out of the pits, and he has come out ahead of Chuck. He pulled away from Hodgie. Hodgie's now got Flat B all in the rear bumper, but he's also got P White. These 3 are battling out for this 8th position. Hoggy is there closing the gap as well in 11th. So Slowpoke's there in 6th. He's got Chuck bearing down on him, looking for that 6th position, and it is Chuck's on the medium tyres. Slowpoke is on the 6th tyre, on the hard tyres I mean, so Chuck is has caught Slowpoke dramatically, and he is putting Slowpoke under a hell of a lot of pressure, looking for that position. They are going side by side now. Who's going to have the biggest kahunas coming into this next corner? That would be Slowpoke. He keeps that position, but Chuck is not giving him any quarter. Anyway, Flat B there in 8th, P White there in 9th, Hoggy there in 10th. With Hodgie, he's dropped down to 11th now. Delph there in 12th, Brownie there in 13th. We're lap 12, Nigel currently leading, Brownie currently in 2nd. Trying to catch, Rossi is trying to catch Nigel, but he's not having much luck at the moment. Nigel does have the fastest lap with 1:43.090. Rossi's fastest lap is the 1:43.350, so Nigel is running quicker. And Rufus with a 1:43.8. Looks like he's struggling a little bit on those hard tyres with Sideways trying to close that gap gradually on him. And Graham there in 5th. Is Graham gonna be able to get these? Oh, we got that bit about wrong. But yeah, he is on the faster tyre compared to Rufus and Sideways, who are both on the hard tyres. Graham's on the medium tyres, so this is going to be a test to see if Graham can catch 3rd and 4th and get them positions, because he can catch them, but it's one thing, like I've always say, it's one thing to catch them, it's to catch people in front of him, it's another thing to pass. Right, Chuck there in 6th, he's got past Slowpoke obviously, and now Slowpoke's got flat B, Buying at his Cliff Buying at his heels. But he is managing to keep flat B behind him for now, with P White chasing flat B down, and Hoggy there in 10th chasing them down. Hodgie there in 11th, Stealth there he's all on his own at the moment, with Brownie there in 13th, all on his own as well. Not having a great race. Looks like Niggle is gradually pulling away from Rossi at the moment. Or he can't, it's hard to tell with 2 laps to go. Rufus there in 3rd, trying to catch Rossi up. But Sideways is trying to catch Rufus up, not having any luck at the moment. Rufus has just set his fastest lap of the race, of this race so far, with a 1:43.7. Sideways is a 1:43.068. So Rufus has actually set a faster lap on hards than he did on the mediums. Not by much, but he did set a faster lap. And that's saying something. The hard tyres must be working really well here after the first few laps. Then Graham there with his fastest lap of a 43.9. So he's not catching up as quick. He is not catching Rufus and Sideways as quickly as I thought he would. And Chuck there in 6th. Flatby hit the wall a bit there, so that's going to allow Slowpoke to have a run on him. But he's got Hoggy right behind him. Is Hoggy ready to get past Slowpoke here on this corner? And he does. Oh, those Hoggy and Flatby are side by side. Hoggy's pulled off a brilliant few turns, and he's pulled a brilliant remover, getting past 2 guys in a couple corners. So Slowpoke's dropped down to 9th. He's now got P White with 10.2. Oh, Slowpoke got that all wrong. Oh, Hoggy got it all wrong as well. Coming out this corner. Oh, too much acceleration. And that's him down and out, unfortunately, getting the car going, but he has dropped down to 10th now, unfortunately. After that brilliant few corners, into that corner and spins it out. So he'll be kicking himself right there. Hodgie there in 11th, Stealth there in 12th, Brownie there in 13th. So we are now onto the final lap of this final round, final race of the season, with Niggle leading. And he's got it in the bag, I think, because Rossi is there, but it's not going to be enough time to catch him. Rufus has managed to hold off Sideways there. as they come towards the end of this race. And Sideways has been unable to close that gap, whereas Graham has closed that gap on Sideways, but unfortunately there is not going to be enough time for Graham to get that position off Sideways unless Sideways makes a mistake. Let's go back up to the front two. So Nigel will take victory for race 2. Rossi will take second. Rufus will take a fantastic third. Sideways will take 4th. Graham will take 5th. Chuck will take 6th. Flat B will take 7th. P White will take 8th. Slowpoke will take 9th. Hodgie will take 10th. Delph will take 11th. And he's done it again. Hoggy has run out of fuel again. So he's not had much luck with his fuel. Is he going to finish in that 12th, or is Brownie going to be able to get past him? Can Brownie do it? And Brownie does, right at the end. Brownie takes 12th. Unfortunate for Hoggy, he takes 13th. And that was the end of that race. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for everyone being involved in this fantastic season. Now next season I will be doing comms for a League of Champions, so we'll be with the big boys to see how they do next season for League 1. Slowpoke will be doing the comms, I believe. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Been a great season, and I will see you next time for the next season in 3 weeks. So bye bye for now, and